Hey TK, we're going to go ahead and do some handwriting and phonics. So today, we're going to be continuing to look at things that begin with W. Let's talk about our objective to see exactly what we're going to be working on. Objective is what we are going to learn. I can sort words that do or do not begin with W. So we're going to be doing our W word sort today, deciding if things have the w sound at the beginning or not. So today, what are we going to need to use to help us with this objective? Well, let's think about it. If we are looking for words that begin with W, we need to be listening for the beginning of the word. So we're definitely going to need to use our ears to hear if they begin with W. We're also going to need to be making the w sound and listening for the beginning sound of words. So we're going to need to use our mouth to make that w sound. We're also going to need to use our brain to decide where we sort the words, if they begin with W or they don't begin with W. So let's go ahead and go to the screen and get started on our word sort. All right, TK, it is time for us to do our letter W sort. So I hope you have your page out here. Go ahead and begin by putting your name at the top and then tracing those W's. And I hope you're ready to begin. So remember, you can cut out the bottom line here. I'm not going to be cutting, obviously, because I'm showing you on the screen. So if I find a word that begins with W, I'm going to write a W on it. And if it does not begin with W, I will mark an X on it. But you guys can be cutting and sorting. So let's go ahead and start over on the left side. Remember, we always work left to right. And we are going to start at the top left here. So here we have a pumpkin. No, it's kind of a silly looking pumpkin, but it's a pumpkin. So pumpkin starts with a p, p, p at the beginning of the word. Does p, p, p sound like the w sound that W makes? No, it does not. So I'm going to draw an X on my pumpkin, and you guys can go ahead and cut it out and put it on the bottom line here that shows us it does not begin with W. Great job. Let's move on to our next one here. Wagon. Wagon. Does wagon have the w sound at the beginning? Yeah, it does. It has the w sound. So we know that wagon begins with the letter W. So go ahead and cut out your wagon, and we are going to be gluing it on the top here. Great job, guys. I'm going to draw a W on my wagon. And let's move on to our next picture. Our next picture here is called a compass. It helps you to tell directions. It points in the direction that you could be going in. Compass. Does that begin with the w sound? No, it does not. Compass begins with a C. So I'm going to write an X on it. It does not begin with a W. You can go ahead and put it onto your bottom row here for things that do not begin with W. And we'll move on to our last picture on the top, all the way in the top right corner. Football. Football. Does that begin with the W sound? No, it doesn't. What letter does football begin with? F. It begins with F. Very good. I'm going to write an X on it because it doesn't begin with W. And you can go ahead and glue it onto your bottom row there of words that don't begin with W. Let's move on to the bottom row of our pictures here. We're going to start back on the left side. Bottom left corner, we have a watch. Watch. Does watch begin with the w sound of W? Yes, it does. Good job, guys. I'm going to write a W on my watch. And that would go in the top row. So far in the top row, we have wagon, and now we have watch. Let's look at our next picture on the bottom row. A web, like spiders make. Does web begin with the w sound? Yes, it does. It also begins with the w sound of W. I'm going to write a W there. And now in our top row we have wagon, watch, and web. Let's see if this picture is going to be our next W picture. Worm, worm. Does worm begin with the w sound? It sure does. It also begins with W, so I'm writing a big W on my worm, and that's going to be our last picture on top here. So that means our last picture, monkey, monkey, would go on the bottom. It would go on the bottom row. Why would it go on the bottom row? Because it doesn't begin with W. Very good. It begins with a M sound, monkey. Great job, you guys. You are doing so well with your W work. I'm excited for our W test tomorrow. So for tomorrow, make sure that you have your W writing, that you know what W says, and you know some words that begin with W. Nice work, and I'll see you back here for math.